Okay, in this sequence of videos, this is really so important because it's about fitness for surfing. And I've been coaching like over 30 years now, and it's probably the fitness of the surfer, the key element in their learning curve. This is just a general guide. There's more on our website about fitness for surfing. It's kind of everything I'm saying but written out in an online kind of document. But what I love people to do is to get in touch with us. If they've been to us in Sri Lanka, they've been to us in Lanzarote, what we like people to do is to ask us questions about their fitness. Everybody's got different lifestyles. Some of us have got like an active lifestyle, we're building, construction, farming, whatever it may be. We play regular team sports. We don't do any sport at all. We go training a lot, triathlon. There's such a wide range. Some of the fittest people I've come across, you say, do you do any sports? They go, no, but I dance all the time. So there's a huge range of activities that people do, and there's also a lot of people who approach surfing with very little fitness. Now, I don't say you should not surf with no fitness at all, but just a little bit of work at home, maybe before a surf course, but what I like to see is afterwards maintaining fitness, increasing surfing fitness changes everything. Right, it gives you better quality of life, but it makes your next surf trip so much more enjoyable. So this is kind of a rough guideline to what I believe is the prime points for fitness, and it works for me with high-level surfers, with people who have just picked up a surfboard for the first time. So when I do this talk on the course, I ask questions of my group. And the first question I ask is, what do you think is the prime way of getting fit for surfing? And after a couple of days of surfing, people will talk about, oh, they need more flexibility, oh, they need more upper body strength, oh, they need this, this, this. And often they'll forget the element that we're in. We're in water. And the smart folks come back with swimming. Swimming is key. And then I'll ask people why. And often it's classic. Oh, it'll help me paddle better. It's low injury, which it is. You know, I hear people go to the swimming pool and say, oh, I really injured myself today. You can do, of course, but they'll focus on that side of it, you know, and they forget the safety side. Number one is it's going to give you a lot more confidence if you're a happy, competent swimmer. I don't mean it has to be freestyle. Okay, that's similar to your paddling movement, yeah. But it could be that you're really good at breaststroke. It could be that you're just comfortable doing a distance in the water. This whole thing is about not relying on this leash. The leash is not a safety device. Now what happens is, and this happens a lot, is people push their surfing and that leash breaks. And they're in an area, they're out the back that's beyond the breaking waves. They've gone out, you know, right out of their depth. That leash breaks and they go, oh my goodness, I can't swim in that far. What? That's just so dangerous. We never want to end up in that circumstance. We want to be a happy swimmer. And believe me, your leash will break one day. If it hasn't done yet, it's going to one day, you know? And you will need to swim in. Do you have to be like putting your head down, being Phelps? No, you just have to be competent and get in. So, number one, if you're not sure if you're swimming, really not sure. I had a guy the other day, he said, should I have to be a swimmer to do this? I went, well, you don't swim? He went, no. I said, no, you have to have swimming ability. We like 50 meters minimum, but you know, you're going to paddle out the back beyond the waves. You're going to need more than 50 meters. So as soon as I'm going to take somebody be out that, they have to be at least like a 200, 400 meter swimmer to go right out in waves. This is not about speed. It's about being consistent, being able to swim easily. You know that stroke you see the old grandmothers, you probably don't even see them anymore. I'm old enough to remember them. They'd have their head on the side. They'd be doing this side stroke. That is the life-saving stroke. You know, in fact, when you've got lifeguards, you teach them to do that stroke to bring somebody in. You have a heavy wipeout. The leash breaks, you come to the surface. Only the very fittest of us put their head down and start swimming nicely freestyle towards the beach. Many of us, it'll be breaststroke or slow side stroke. So why not learn the side stroke? My grandfather, God bless him, was a Kiwi, and he used to go into some heavy currents off the Bristol Channel, off Porthcawl in South Wales. He'd just vanish. He'd just go, and he'd be back like an hour later having swum kilometers and kilometers. Never did freestyle in his life. Everything was side stroke. So get your swimming together. Don't think you can do it on YouTube. Now, I'm a great believer in YouTube. It teaches us lots of things, but you need somebody to watch you. I've got a guy working with us here, Dan, a really awesome swimmer. And he's saying, if I'm going to coach you, I've got to see you swim. So don't be afraid to go off and get coaching. And tell him what you're doing. Hey, I'm a surfer and I want to improve my swimming in the sea. If you get the chance to swim in the sea, do it. It's not always easy. Northern Hemisphere can be a little bit cold. But you might be somewhere where it's warm enough in summer. Get some sea swimming in. Now, with the school, we offer a training program based on pool work. And it's a funny one. It's stop, start, stop, start. You swim, you sprint, you stop. You swim slow, you stop. You swim fast, you go underwater. So what it's doing is replicating what happens to us as surfers. We need to be able to have a stop, start, different gears in our swimming ability. And that will help with your fitness. It's like circuit training in a pool. So please, one of my best surfers, Emily, she was talking to her yesterday. She said, hey, I can do like 25 meters underwater now. And that's a top young female surfer in Europe, you know. So get this pool training done and it'll super benefit your future surfing. You just feel confident. The other day I surfed without a leash. I had to test 5 boards and one of them, I lost it. And I went, oh, here we go. And I felt happy when I got on that beach, going, yeah, I can swim in. I mean, I'm doing okay. Okay. Get somebody to watch you. Get some coaching done, especially in preparing for your surf courses. Get in that pool regularly. That would really, really help you. Next thing. I could go running. I could go cycling. They're great. Fantastic. But what could I do at home? Now, at home, I'll ask people, and very few will come out straight away with flexibility. It's key. Even before your swim training, you should be doing some stretching. You do any activity, get flexible. Every time you see one of these drills that we're putting on this YouTube channel, every physical drill, there's been a warm-up before it. So we do our warm-up. At home, we start stretching out. We could do yoga. Yoga is fantastic. It's not just about flexibility. It's about strengthening as well. So I love flexibility, still do it at home. But when I ask this question, I'll get sit-ups, press-ups, squat thrusts, burpees we used to call them. All these things are really, really good. And then you'll have some bright spark and they'll go, do the jump up. Yes, do the jump up. Jump up, jump up, jump up. Now you've seen on these videos how we put the piece of tape on the floor and you regularly jump up and that will change your surfing. I do it still with my really good surfers. A classic bit of film the other day of a guy riding the wave in Snowdonia. I mean, Liam's like flipping awesome surfer. He's in his late 30s and there was a little comment from another top surfer saying, Tim would kill you, your jump up was bad, you know. Get the jump up together and it'll stand you in such good stead. It's physical, it's speed work, and it's just going to help when you go surfing. Now, you may do some work in the gym. What's wrong? Choose a couple of lines. You'll see it on the videos, how you set this up. Do your jumps, but then do all the other stuff. Sit-ups. I hate doing sit-ups, but I do them. Press-ups. I'm not a great fan of press-ups. Do them. Just get that basic work done at home. And maybe you just do a few. You'll be amazed how you improve with that basic, but do your jump up. Now, that goes on to strength work. There's a lot of resistance in surfing. You resist, like in swimming, the water in your paddle. You resist your body weight in the jump up. Even if you are using a knee technique, and you see us teaching knee techniques, what we say every time somebody uses the knees, okay, you will get better in the future and you will be able to jump. So don't think if you use your knees now, your training won't let you jump, because it will do. You just keep doing it, keep doing it. But you are resisting your body weight. And I always say, people say, well, I've got too much weight on me. I'm too heavy to surf. Well, don't try losing weight. It's really difficult. Try losing weight, of course, but don't think that's your goal. Your goal is to get stronger so you can push that weight. And you can do that a lot in a weight room. Get professional help to, nothing worse than seeing somebody training wrongly on machines. They're not getting the benefit and they can hurt themselves. Free weights, training wrongly, that's just wrong. Get a professional to show you how to use the weights that you've got. And YouTube's fine again, but nobody's watching you on YouTube. So get somebody to teach you how to do it. Resistant work. Now, you'll think, oh yeah, I need to weight train my arms, because when I was surfing, my arms are super tired. Yeah, but your legs, once you start surfing better, it's your legs that ache. You have a really good couple of waves, your legs are kind of buzzing there, like a skier, you're pushing through your legs. Overall body fitness in weight training. So it's upper body, trunk, torso, legs, the lot, calves, everything. Just work on everything in your weight training. So it's a general type of weight training. Don't be specific. Too many people overtrain their upper body because they're tired. If you're doing your swimming regularly, you've got that licked anyway, So think, resistance work, I need somebody to show me how to do it. If you weight train already, just keep doing it. Now, come back to me if you need a specific type of weight training. Again, I'll know what you should be doing, and particularly, this is going back to our jump up. What we do is get people to video their jump ups. You video it and you send it to me. It takes us seconds to know what's going wrong. Oh, your hands are in the wrong position. Oh, you're not driving enough. Oh, there's no flick in your legs. Oh, your rotation's not enough. It takes seconds for us to go bang, and you've got loads to work on. So never be afraid to do that. Just send us that little bit of film. Now, weight training, fantastic. When a surfer is out the back surfing, it's stop-start. We're a very odd sport. Even look at the Pro Tour. Nobody's paddling all the time. There's sitting, there's waiting. Now, your heart might be pumping, but it's still not the same as when you're trapped underwater. You imagine, you're paddling out, you're at one speed. You sit, or you duck dive, or you roll, you're at another speed. You get back up, you're paddling. Get out there, wait for your wave, boom, dropping your heart rate. Here comes the wave, heart rate's going. It's up, you're riding, bum, 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 bum. You're wiped out, bum, 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 bum. You come back up, bum, 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 bum. You're paddling, bum, bum. It's huge changes. Circuit or interval training is a fantastic. Ian Simpson and myself, working with the British squad, we filmed some circuit stuff for them, for the guys to work on. I mean, we found the results from the people who worked on their circuit training, this is back in the early 90s, were insane. It seemed like first, second, third place in the contest were the ones who were doing their training at the highest level. It does work with each other, but circuit or interval training will really, really help you in your surfing. Now, all sports are good for us. All of them are good for us. It could be a single sport, you're a runner, it could be a competitive sport, you're a tennis player, and you get other things like martial arts, fantastic, got a lovely relationship. Horse riding. Some of the best people I've taught to surf are horse riders. For a start, they're working from their core. Their balance is lovely. They're used to things moving around, their head stays still. They're used to things want to go one way, and they're saying, you come the other way, like a surfboard, they got a horse, and they're tough. You get the little girl, and she's like 12, and and they say, what kind of sports you do? I don't do any. I go ballet dancing. I said, how long have you been dancing? Oh, since I was 5. Boom. They're tough. They're flexible. They're balanced. And what's a lovely thing about their brains, they're used to being told things. Now, that's a big thing in your surfing. If you come on courses, open your mind up to that stuff, and often other sports and being coached in other sports will help you. Really good, I was fighting a long time ago in karate, and a fantastic boxer I trained with. He said, I know how to fix your hand-eye coordination. We're going to play table tennis. I went, what? The table tennis really worked for hand-eye coordination. There are a million ways to improve your surfing, and just some sporting activity. Now, it can be triathlon. There's a million things that you could be doing. Do nothing, and surfing will be hard. Because it's a strong sport, even in white water. Now, don't let that put you off. One of the biggest things I see in surf coaching is that it inspires people to get fit. They go, man, I love that sport, but I'm not fit enough, I'll get fitter. It's fantastic. Now, be careful of the sports that look like surfing, but are not surfing. Kiteboarding. Kiteboarding kind of looks like surfing sometimes, but really it's not like surfing, and your balance points are slightly different. And wakeboarding, you're being pulled. That's really different. Being pushed by the wave force is very different from being pulled by something like the wind or a cable or whatever. Snowboarding. Yeah, there are similarities, but the way you turn, and often the way they learn in sort of when they're first learning, you turn like into the front knee, it's not the same. If you imagine you're snowboarding in great powder and on the back foot carving, yeah, then it's really similar. So, you know, there are many things that look like it, but they aren't. But number one, for me, is skateboarding and carveboarding. Now, you'll see on the videos with Yella, who was fantastic. We coached her, and she'd never done these things. She'd never been on a carveboard. She'd never been... All right, she got lots of balance, and she's super bright, but she just related it straight away to her surfing. Now, the carveboards, these lovely things, you see them on a film, go on the videos, you'll see the carveboard training. These beautiful things that teach you to turn. You see the weight training, the circuits, the interval, the swimming, all that's fantastic, but nothing's teaching your muscle memory. But the skateboards and the carveboards teach your legs to remember, and your upper body and your arms and your vision to know what to do. So that's why I really like carveboarding. Look at carveboard itself. It's in the States, not really selling them at the moment that much in Europe. And in came streetboards. And I'm a super big fan of streetboards because they're available. They're very similar to carveboard. If you go on their website, you'll see Barton Lynch, just an awesome surfer, pipe master, world champion. Watch him coaching surfing, just like we do, on a carveboard. Wonderful, wonderful things. Don't forget the safety stuff, the pads and all that. You see many of us using no pads. That's wrong. You should be using the pads. Now, think of your diet. When you're on a surfing holiday, we need to carbohydrate load. This is not an hour. This is normally 2 hours plus, and maybe a couple of times a day. So what I see people doing is terrible. If they come to the Canary Islands, very often there's great fish, great meat, all that kind of stuff, but they don't get enough carbs in them. And I tell them, everybody who comes on a surf trip, get that breakfast in you and make sure you can run on the energy that you get. Water. One of the biggest things I see is surfers not taking in enough fluids. A minimum during your surfing day of 1.5 liters, and then you could stick another liter on in the evening. You're on a surf course. And how many of us, some of us do, go to a cold place to go on a surf? We're only going to hot places. But people think, oh, I wouldn't dehydrate in a cold place. Once you've got that wetsuit on, you're up in Norway, you've got hats, boots, gloves and all that, you're dehydrating. You're sealed in that thing. It doesn't matter where you are. As a surfer, we need water. It's really, really important to us. Now, that's really it about this fitness for surfing. I got some great stories about it, how I've watched people over the years who I've coached just get better. I mean, Nathan Phillips, great surfer, pro surfer, ex-pro surfer. You know, he said to me once, he said, tell my kids, he was coaching, he said, tell my kids what you told me. And I said, what did I tell you? He said, all about that fitness stuff, you know? Do it. Nathan was so good because he was the best paddler. He was the fittest guy in the water. You know, he just had that extra thing in his tank. Now, I watched that with people who are absolutely basic. There's a lovely guy who used to come to me, Carl. Carl came to me smoking cigarettes, 21 stone, just so unfit. He would climb up onto his surfboard. I think he stood at one wave on his first course. And he took it on. He got fit, cut the fags out, started going circuit training, and he jumped and jumped and jumped. And in the end, after about the fourth or fifth surf course, he was a big man. And he had this jump like a gazelle, boom, and he'd ride in. And, you know, he used to say, you know, I did that in my bedroom in Doncaster. You know, he just took everything. He wasn't near the sea. He just did that work at home. And every time he went on a surf course, he enjoyed himself, you know. So think of it, guys, you know, work on it, and it'll give you so much more benefit in your own surfing. If you surf regular, amp it up. Keep the training in there. Thanks.